Yes, I blatantly stole this video. I don't care, sue me. But, aren't you like at least a little bit entertained? So maybe, just maybe, you'll watch the rest of my BS? Look man, do whatever, but...
All we're saying, give
my dumbass
a chance. No.
No? Still no? Whatever. Well anyway, yeah, hello there, my 2D Vive harem enjoyers. And before I proceed, disclaimer, this is just my opinion, man, and don't take me too seriously, because I'm a dumbass. And boy oh boy, I know how sensitive those topics can be in some certain communities. So, Genshin Impact, the game I've wasted 2 years of my life on. But why, Alex, why? Are you an idiot? And the answer is of course yes. And right from the very start, and before anybody asks, outside that $5 subscription 6 or so times, I've spent exactly 0 on this game, so you can easily call me free to play. And now, question. Why am I, the guy who played this game for 2 years, is kinda frustrated? Well, let us start with this. Stagnation. A situation in which something stays the same and does not grow and develop. So my point is, I expected it to change in time. New mechanics, new combat gimmicks, a Tolkien main character perhaps? But no, just like everything else in life, it's just another case of that everlasting feeling of wasted potential. Nothing ever changes. Still, to this day, we have a silent protagonist, even though it is absolutely game-changing to have Tolkien 1 in the game with at least somehow coherent story. Just compare something like Fire Emblem Three Houses and Fire Emblem Three Hopes and spot the goddamn difference.
You know that special sword you fight with? Well, I was wondering if you'd let me take a peek at it.
Sure, if you want. Can't say I expected this kind of interest coming from you, though.
What a weird sword.
That's the spirit. Though I do really like the whole 80% horse part. Well, guess us kids should shut up and head home. Maybe hold hands so we don't get lost.
Must we hold hands?
Only joking. I swear, the only thing duller than your blade is your sense of humor.
Wow, so not only you're an emotionless creep in this game, but also you're kinda stupid too. That's I mean amazing. Well, at least you can talk in this game. Now let's check the previous title where you were actually a protagonist.
It's because of you, Professor. Because of you, I've decided to live. Oh, I'm sure I'll have the strength to move forward if we're together.
Wow, what an amazing conversation. How about 5 fucking hours more of those? Do you see my point here, Cupcake? It's legit mind-boggling to me how, in this game that focuses so heavily on its voice acting, and that actually has like myriads of professionally voice-acted lines, we still have the silent treatment. A goddamn Hilichurl has more voice lines than the main character in 2 years! So many goddamn surveys, but nothing changes, everything stays the same.
How did she look? Was she doing well? Had she changed in any way?
Well, according to him, nothing's really changed.
500 years and nothing's really changed. Well, that's wonderful. Whatever, moving on. Max Adventure level was 60 at the start, and it's still 60 now. Why again? Why can't we have more levels with new harder challenges presented to you, with each major patch? Spiral Abyss 2 perhaps? Spiral Abyss 3 perhaps? Oh, it is because it is like this in all of these stupid gacha games? I see. Some stats, CDR for example, exists only via elemental resonance. Why? I mean, imagine min-maxing CDR for some characters to spam abilities, increasing, well, you know, fun? No? Of course no. Till this day, food is still almost useless, since you can't use it in Spiral Abyss for some nonsensical reasons, and everything outside, like 1 or 2 weekly bosses, can die in around 30 seconds if you crit with all of your hard hitters, even without food. Mind you, I'm free to play. gosh darn artifact RNG. You can take the absolute best in slot item from the first run, or you can literally farm it forever with no luck. Can we have, like, at least some kind of costly stat changer, since, yeah, farming boring 20-second encounters over and over and over and over and over again forever is so fun, you see? All of the above is already some kind of prehistoric Australopithecus barbarity in my eyes. And I haven't even touched the combat yet. And if we are talking about combat, oh, well, let us start with, can I have something like double jump or jump from the enemies to do plunges in combat without terrain maybe? I'm not really asking for 5-minute air combos, but at least give me something. This game is already limited to the absolute max. So why the hell I cannot use the basic combat tool without something like albedo skill or glitches? As far as I can remember in Nier Automata, you could rarely do meaningful air damage, but it was still there. So why not? And can you give me some sort of little combos perhaps? Like for example, when you're pressing left click 4 times, it's your basic kit, but when you're pressing it like 2 times and then you're waiting, and then pressing 2 times again, it will result in some completely different combo. Or maybe even knock-up launcher attack where you can follow up in the air with 2 or 3 more hits. Oh my god, what the hell are you talking about? Air combos? Yeah, slow down there, Cupcake. Go and rewatch Eula cinematic and then check your own Eula. In that cinematic, this girl was in the air for like 100 years. I'm just saying. And then, now, get this, we can add 2 or what the hell, even 3 of such mini combos. Adding stuns, slows, knock-ups to the enemies. No? You're telling me that it wouldn't be greatest shit ever? Archers will do one thing, like pinning enemies, mages something else with debuffs, melees another with the base, knock-ups, piercing, stuns. I mean, so many possibilities. Somebody could have legit multiple air combos, like Mr. Head over there, or this detective boy with his Chuck Norris roundhouse air kicks. I mean, auto attacks on almost anybody who isn't a mage is a complete waste of time, no? So why not add something to it? Like legit explain this to me. And how about adding parry for melees, like in 2 previous events already? I mean, it's already there, it's already in the game, just copy and paste. Well yeah, sure, nerf normal parry by a lot, and make it so only perfect parry nullify damage, and also so it's like 30% effective or even not effective at all against some hardcore boss attacks. I mean, in PC version I can either use charged shot by holding left mouse or by pressing R, so please do tell me why R is not doing anything for melees. Can R be the parry? Or anything really? Another dodge mechanic for melees only and make enemies more hardcore, swift and spammy perhaps? And speaking of more hardcore, maybe at least make harder content? Spiral Abyss 13 plus? Content that you will actually have a hard time to not only clear in time, but clear at all. Some kind of boss rush perhaps? That is not a limited event only? God damn, anything really. I mean, look at this pathetic shit. But can I maybe have some of those instead? I mean, for 2 years I've spent only like 30 bucks on it, and with my current setup I can tell you that I can clear full Abyss on 36 stars with relative ease if I'll put at least some effort about learning the enemy waves. So what gives? And my setup isn't really good, to be honest. Yet again, I'm free-to-play player. But even as a free-to-play, if I knew better from the start, I could have been a lot more powerful. But yeah, no and no on all of these questions. And please, for the love of Jesus Almighty Christ, tell me, who the hell is Paimon? Why nobody is asking any questions about who she actually is? Are there many of your kind around? Doesn't seem like it. Hey, flying goddess-looking child. Like, who are you? Quoting the best here. Is everyone blind and stupid? Like, what the hell is even that? And if we are talking about this story, when are we going to move to some hardcore shit already? Like, for example, to this place? In year 2077? But can you, like, fasten things up a bit? I'm not really getting any younger here. Oh, but they can't make content that fast. And this is where I'm slapping you on the cheek and saying the following. Bitch! This game is more profitable than the majority of everything in the digital world right now. Just for the first year alone, it made more than $3 billion. Billion with the B. So the only obvious reason why they are not fastening it up, because they need more money from their loyal pay piggies. Looking at you, buddy. Oink oink. And that's literally about it.
아, 인간들 언어로 해서 그래? 돼지들 언어로 해줄까? 아, 이제 그만하라고. 재미없다고. 야, 귀 아파. 그만해.
1 year for major expansion with $3 billion? And if you truly believe in this bullshit, well, I have pretty good bridge on sale for you, buddy. Only $500. Link in the description for my donations. My bridge shop, I mean. But other than that, I can tell you this. Get your copium huffing, giant corporation defending, dumbass out of here. I mean, at some point I was really close to just stop. But then this head bastard is like, this world isn't real or something. And I was like, wait, something cool is about to happen perhaps? But no, of course no. And then this brother-sister questline popped and blah blah turned up statues and chains and some ruined countries by some unknown bullshit. And maybe this time is about to be interesting? But no, of course no. Keep on doing your cheery little events, Buster. And don't forget about the daily quests. Oh, how I like those.
Boring! I mean, why do I even bother? When are we going to finally see a real twist for once?
Well, yeah, what she said. Whoever the hell you are. And there were many moments like this that all ended up in some extremely anticlimactic ways, piling up at the corner of my mind, gathering up some sort of negative chi. And then, boom, it finally clicked to me. This game, just like all of those gacha bullshit games, is just a big money laundering scam targeted at anime lovers, little children, or rather their parents' credit cards, and also mentally ill adult children, who are we calling disgusting smelly weebus, by the way, or your typical anime YouTubers. Yet again, I mean, first Raiden banner costed $50 million? 50 million buckaroonies? And still no new mechanics, a whole year after. And no, Dendra isn't a new mechanic. It was supposed to be there from the very start, since we all saw Dendra slimes here and there. I mean, are you for real right now? Are you unironically telling me that nothing can be done to improve the gameplay for 2 years? Look how much shit was added to that silly little minigame, even though it was created not so long ago. Yet the actual main game is in a state if it was released like 2 days ago. I mean, look at this bullshit. Hey, but can I fight against this in the abyss? No? Oh, only in the limited event. That is like once a year. Oh, I see. So all of that brings me to my next point. Addiction. And an ability to stop doing or using something, especially something harmful. I mean, considering what I already said, look at yourself in the mirror and think for a moment. But are you like absolutely sure that you adore this game and it's not about anything else, perhaps? Okay, story time. Get your beautiful asses over here. Back in the day, in my early innocent childhood, there was a girl. At first we were just acquaintances, but then gradually in time we start spending more and more time together. Every single day after school playing video games and just generally having a good time. I mean, who knows? Maybe it would have been your typical childhood friends story. And I know for a fact that they do exist, because one of my oldest friends actually did marry his childhood friend. But alas, in my case it was never meant to be, because there was a tiny little problem here. You see, her father was a huge dumbass piece of shit abomination who has never achieved anything even remotely useful in his beyond mediocre joke of a life, and ultimately was just lucky being in the right place and in the right time. What I'm saying is, fuck this guy. And so now get this. One day this moron just decided to, nah, this is boring to live a normal life. I need to somehow spice things up a bit. And so he did, and started to gamble all of his money. And of course, after loss number 3500, it was still not obvious that you should stop. But just one more, maybe I'll win it all back. And in the end, guess what happened? The mother of the girl divorced his stupid ass, and they both moved, leaving this useless troglodyte behind. And considering that internet was in its early stage, and I was like 13 years old, it was the end of it. And so why have I told you all of this? Well, it's simple really, to point out that gambling addiction ruined not only their life, but maybe my life as well. And this is why I hate it with the fury of 1,000 suns. Now listen kids, while grandpa is still alive and well, the moral of this story is, considering that nothing ever changes in a positive direction in this stupid-ass game, there are so many things that you can spend your money on, outside some bullshit casino scams. Like buying your family member something useful / what they wanted, maybe even family member that is your cat. Or you can even... now get this. Tip your favorite creator, who is not me of course, I mean, I'm just saying, as an example. But seriously, what you rather should do is to maybe saving up those monies for the bad days. I mean...
A better analogy would be that I'm the rare Pepe and you're the small crying people.
You're apustaja, you're a small crying apustaja. I am the based and red-pilled groiper.
That is not true.
It is true. Well, for example, I am the Chad Doge and you are the little tiny Doge.
He's called Cheems, you dumb.
Well, you seem to know a lot about him, don't you?
Will you shut up, man?
I mean, with such politicians, I can assure you that we're closer to the WW3 than ever before in history. The so-called quote-unquote experts are wrong in 99% of the cases. So who knows what the hell is going to happen tomorrow? Do you know?
One nuke finally fires off. Spiritual Mango with the scan revealing his target. He gets the nuke cannon. He gets a couple of trucks as well, slowing the economy of K by just a bit. Although I don't know that 2 trucks this late in the game is that big of a deal. ECM's going to be leading the charge, but once again, it's a fight without support. General Burb and Spiritual Mango just cannot get on the same page as K uses the nuke defensively and burns down the army of General Burb.
I mean, imagine if somebody would have narrated the actual WW3 the same way. Okay, but jokes aside, I think that even if the game has microtransactions, it is still supposed to give you the reason to invest in it without being blatantly pay to win. Maybe it's super obvious to all of you, but for me, it was my first gacha game, and I had no idea what the actual hell is even this genre until I played this game. Like for example, in League of Legends, another free-to-play game with inner microtransactions, there are a lot of cosmetic additions for your favorite champion to look differently, sometimes with whole new animations even. And most of those skins are really good looking, so you're like, wow, this is something nice, might as well buy it. But not in this game. No, here, with like super rare exceptions. How many skins are there? Like 6? We have only pay to win content. And if we are returning to my original gripes, hey, totally crazy idea here. So how about we, you know, spend some of those millions of doubloons on gameplay perhaps? Still waiting for my parry for melees, and yes, I know that we'll need to change Beidou's ability, so what? Oh, and by the way, even if you're not making protagonists to actually talk, I've heard that the main character is usually a non-playable option for the majority of those games, but here you can actually play him? Or her. Yet. Of course, main character is close to being the weakest in the game. Because in this world, MC stands not for the main character, but actually for mega cocked. So how about we, well, you know, massively buff him, since he is supposed to be powerful? No? Like for example, what the hell is this? The fuck is that? What's all of those? Is everything that is for free in this game is shit? I mean, look, his last auto is able to do this, doing bonus damage with elements, but only in wind and rock for some reason. Is this intended? Did they forgot about this shit in the future versions because nobody's using him anyway? Oh, I'm stupid, it's a passive. But why not just add it to the basic kit? Like, name me just one reason to use auto attacks on this character without the shit, like ever. I mean, he's a main character. Can you do anything special with him? You're telling me that nothing could be done with his element juggling outside of this trash that we have right now? For 2 goddamn years? Jesus, so limited and so boring. A goddamn Baron Bunny is stronger than this character. But hey, at least he is super hardcore in those cinematics, am I right? Oh my god, so badass. Might as well just invest in him in the actual game. And another like 100 dumbest mistakes you can do to ruin your playthrough. I mean, yeah, it's really hard to add some kind of unique option perhaps, something like assist thingy maybe, so your traveler can add some kind of gameplay bonus to the team? Maybe, I don't know, extra bar, and once it goes full you can press it and he uses his ult, or even some kind of special resurrecting or healing or energy gaining or cooldown reducing or whatever really ability, only available to him depending on his current elemental type. Like, look at this shit for example. Hey, but can I have some of those? No? Of course no, only in cinematics. Plus, on top of that, he could permanently add bonus elemental resonance even if he's not in the party, and double that amount if he is. And we can even revamp it a little, so there will be additional stats if you're into that diversity and inclusion kind of bullshit. Since having defense stats in a game where 95% of all the content dies in 2 seconds is amazing indeed. And can we please remove those mega embarrassing constellations and just add 2 new talents for every champion? What? It will be hard, you say? Look man, I'm not like ultra genius or something, but I'm pretty sure that even I can do it solo in like half a day. You must be really lazy if you wanna go for that. It will be hard, Rude. I mean, sorry for all the rage and wine and whatever else, but I just really don't understand why we cannot have nice things in this game. I mean, am I saying something truly hardcore here? Something on par with science fiction? You're telling me that those genius developers 2 years later still don't understand all of those flaws? Ridiculous. And then now get this, they have the audacity to ask in their polls about whether or not I like games like Devil May Cry. My dear wonderful dudes and dudettes, have you seen Devil May Cry? So let me tell you a little secret here. Even though it has 5 out of 10 story at best, DMC5 is one of my favorite titles, since it has hands down the best combat out of all the slashers, or any action games in the universe really, even the famed Platinum Games with its automatas. And the Nanomachine Sun got nothing on DMC. It is so good actually that if you're not a pro but just a normal Let's player and you're sometimes forgetting to use some ability on Dante mid-combat, you have nothing to blame yourself for, since there are just so many freaking moves. Just look at this freaking shit. Look at it. I'm still scrolling. My fingers experience some kind of phantom pain even from observing this page. Not to mention watching videos of how pro players are making their 100 trillion hit combos. I mean, whoever can play this game perfectly is just on another plane of existence in my book. And even thinking about attempting to repeat after them is... Oh well, good luck. Now okay, I understand that gameplay-wise Genshin won't ever be near DMC, even if we delete 90% of the abilities from it. I understand that it's mainly a title for mobile users, And we all know what true gamers think about those types. And yet. So here is a game called Punishing Grey Raven. Not sponsored, of course. Well, obviously, I'm a big name, you see. Well, anyway, so I never played this game, but I watched a lot of gameplay videos and I thoroughly checked all of the available combat moves, all of your Qs and Ds and such. The thing is, you cannot even jump in this game. And yet, look at this combat. Do you see what I see here? The flashiness, the feeling of drive of everything around, those thick colors. By the way, for those unfamiliar with this game, I'm not slowing time in this video. It's this game mechanic. Plus, as far as I can understand, it's also a mechanic of this particular encounter. So there are two mechanics here with the time slows. Neo, eat my ass! Now look at this shit. Look at this. Maybe it was the author of this video who did this perfect music sync, or maybe it was just a random thing, but still, please, show me at least something close like this in Genshin. This level of stylishness is just unobtainable in this game. What I'm saying is, the Grey Raven is also limited in its moveset, since it's also sadly a mobile garbanzo game title. But what I can definitely tell you from a veteran slasher player is that this game can at least say DMC name without being completely frowned upon and laughed behind its back. Of course I won't ever play this game, since it's a typical gacha roll the best vibe, but only this particular amount of time, random bullshit. But as a fan of fast-paced swashbuckling gameplay, and especially games like Devil May Cry, I cannot say that I dislike what I see on the screen. And this is just one character, and you can actually have 3 of them in one team at the same time. And yes, I get it, different games are different. Some games are focused on combat, some on voice acting and exploration. But what I'm pointing at is, if your gameplay is already severely limited due to mobile devices sucking donkey balls, or you even doing it deliberately to attract more people, at least make it super flashy and make it so your characters can move around super fast and stylishly counter enemy attacks or anything really, for the thrill-seeking people like me, exactly like they did in this Grey Raven game. And also, when just one of your banners is making 50 million clams, it is probably totally inexcusable bullshit to portray this game is mostly exploration based, and so we won't make any adjustments to combat at all because of it. A good example of what I wanted to see at least is the combat gameplay of the latest Fire Emblem Warriors game. Just Google what you can do there. It is not like rocket science or anything, but in this game you could actually combo a bit with different movesets even though you're pressing the same buttons. And you could also do perfect dodges and parries. And now add something like double jumping or jumping from enemies or from walls even. Make plunges to do some unique things like debuffs on enemies. Minus armor, minus magic resist, slow, stun, whatever. And we're kinda all set? No? Well, at least for this game it would have been more than enough. Am I asking for too much here? I'm not saying that all action games are supposed to be like DMC or be hard like Sekiro or Elden Ring, but I mean, look at your Raiden and then look at Raiden boss fight. I double dog dare you to look at it and find 10 differences if we are talking just about phase 1. It's legit breaking my mind how limited your small Doge Raiden compared to Chad Doge boss Raiden. I'm not really asking for something this complex, but can you at least give me something outside auto chain E and Q? Mobiles are limited, but not that limited. And no, charged attacks yet again for some reason are meaningful only for 2 or 3 characters, so they don't count. And no, charged shots outside lighting torches in outside world are once again meaningful only on 2 or 3 characters, so those 2 are mostly irrelevant for the majority of fights. And sorry, but no, having 4 equally simple characters on the field is not supposed to be substitute for the meaningful gameplay. Just play the final part of Aranara's side quest and look at how useless your fucking main character is. You don't see the problem here? Is this fine for you? But But why are you whining about combat so much? Just go and play your combat-based games then.
Alright, the truth then.
Yeah, okay, I hear you, Cupcake. But the problem for me is that I too like this chill non-combat exploration / questing content sometimes, which isn't a thing in most of those games, sadly. And also, I invested shit ton of my time in this game already. So, I think I have my reasons to bitch right now, you know? Well, anyway, TLDR, this game, Genshin I mean, can be so much better, but for the same bullshit reason as why we'll never probably see Claymore Season 2, it just isn't. And sorry, but it pisses me off. The more I play it, the more I feel that everlasting, crushing, exhausting emotion of hey, my personal time, where are you going, buddy? Can I take you back and invest you in some better projects, perhaps? Look, you can defend the attractiveness of all the anime wives, and trust me, I indeed, in fact, do understand it.
서가, 이게 도대체 어떻게 된 거냐? 아빠! 왜 서기가 저기 누워있느냐 말이다.
그게...
괜찮으니까 어서 말해보거라.
16번 연속으로 딸딸이를 치다가 기절을 했대.
뭐라고 16번을...
씨발 그냥 죽을까?
아빠, 저 새끼 그냥 저 상태로 안락사 시키면 안 돼? 동네 창피해서 못 살겠어 진짜.
미친년 진짜 닌 뒤졌다.
서가!
And of course you can defend it if you like casual exploration, or you're a super massive Zelda fan, or maybe you're here because of the very good voice acting. That's what attracted me as well in the first place. But voice acting isn't enough if gameplay is this drooling, mind-nubblingly simplistic. If I'd wanted to experience good voice acting alone, I'd just go and watch some anime. And I mean good anime. And not your typical unwatchable stupid-ass isekai trash. I just reincarnated as a porcelain throne and still has less poop in me than anyone from the current unspecified administration. I just reincarnated as a big Ash himself, and now I wanna befriend all the Jews and drink all the juice. I just reincarnated into the stupid dumbass who likes watching Asian cartoons about reincarnations into the worlds with stupid-ass video gaming rules. God damn, get this clownish trash out of my sight! And if we are returning to another trash... Look man, yeah, I get it. This girl taking a sword out of her chest. And Hutao rap was kinda fun, not gonna lie. Even though I hate rap, so it's like extra points. But... come on. Deep inside, you must understand by now that I'm kinda correct in the majority of cases, and this game with its 90-pity 50-50 clone fiesta might not worth your time after all.
And don't get me started on Genshin Impact's pay-to-win bullshit. You probably love that crap, don't you?
I mean, do you understand that we are kind of not immortal, right? And there are a lot more things to do in life than wasting it on some stupid bullshit. Almost 3 years later, and still I cannot move to the next challenge in the domain. Like, what do I press here? Try again launching the same challenge and exit just eats you out of the domains. You have to wait additional loading screens and then press on this stupid door again. And then wait for the another loading screen. But silly me, what am I even talking about? They won't even let you save your team comps in the abyss, so you have to remake it each and every floor over and over again. At this point I'm not exactly sure if actual humans are in charge of this game. Whatever. Well, anyway, personally, I think I'll play some more. But if nothing will change anytime soon, I'm most definitely out. I leave you with this message. They are saying that the smart person is learning from the dumb person mistakes. Through these years I've missed so many actual good games, some of which I'm finally checking out right now, because in the past I always played those stupid forever bullshit titles, even though I know that they are stupid and bullshit. So please, listen to this unknown internet hobo and at least consider valuing your personal time at least a little bit more. Oh, and of course, the most important part.
The reason why this topic is so important to me is because I've had two people in my life that have gambling addictions, and it ruins a life, you know.
Never ever spend any money on anything outside cheap monthly subscriptions in those BS brainwashing casino games. All gambling degeneracy that is openly promoted to little children, in my humble opinion, should be eradicated, and those who are doing it should be prosecuted by law and put to prisons where they rightfully belong, since it's a life-ruining shit.
You should go to prison and be executed. Yes.
Remember my story about my childhood friend? Yeah, you better not touch this hot potato, chump. Well, anyway, I think that I've said everything that I wanted. Sorry if I was too hardcore. Maybe I'm just still angry because of Daya's amazing performance. This character is like a quintessence of this whole game. It looks really good, but gameplay suck ass. Unfortunately. Well, that's life, I guess.
Bonus meme! We have time for bonus meme, everybody. Consider yourself lucky.
No, but seriously, the first actual cosmetic character in the game. Look, she's even got a mirror to check if her looks are on point for her cosmetic role. Whatever. Maybe that's me being crazy here, wanting more from a mobile game. Maybe I'm a rare specimen here, and the majority of people actually do prefer mediocrity with more simpler gameplay of 4 autos plus E and Q. You tell me if it's true. As for now, like, dislike, whatever, man. Oh, and I also stream almost every day, starting today. So, you can, you know?
I don't really care. I'll continue watching it. It's watchable.
It's super okay.
Yeah.
Check it out, everybody. It's super okay.
Yeah, that's about it. Thanks for listening, and until next time, kings and queens, sayonara.
I have to go now.
Goodbye.
Thanks for watching, idiots.
You've got mail.